We are here today with one of the woman MP aspirants for Sironko, and we are going to have a word with her. She's going to introduce her name and tell us more about her political journey in Sironko. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
What's your name?
I'm Sharifa, Mariam and I'm from Sironko district. I'm the aspiring woman member of parliament, ready to serve and represent my people of Sironko district.
Take us briefly through your profile as a person.
I'm from Sironko district. I'm born from Sironko Town Council, Bunanimi, Southern Ward. That's where I was born. And I went to Sironko Township Primary School. That's where I did my P7. And that was in 2008. And I was the head girl. And also in 2008, I was actually the best people in the whole district, in Sironko district. So I did my primary 7 from there. Then I went to Navumali High. That's where I did my A level, but I didn't finish my senior 4 from there. So I went to Navumali from senior 1 up to senior 3. I was in Agre House, Agre House, Navumali High. And then I came to Kampala. That's when I went to Ahmadiyya Muslim School. That's where I did my, I sat my senior 4, and then I also sat my senior 6 from there. And then after I was done with senior 6, I went to Makerere University, pursued a bachelor's in Records and Archives Management. And during this time, I was actually supported by my Baba Ose Nandala. And I was also supported by Sasaga. I was supported by the Bugisu Coffee Union, because they sponsor a lot of they sponsor a lot of students from that region. So I was one of the beneficiaries. Then when I was at Makerere University, I contested for Miss Uganda. And in 2017, I was Miss Uganda Eastern Region. So I was given a scholarship by Captain Mike Mukula to study cabin crew at Uganda Aviation School. So as I was finishing Makerere, I was also pursuing a diploma in cabin crew and also International Air Transport Association certificate, which is known as IATA. And all that was because of Mike Mukula. So I was educated by FDC and also NRM. So I am, everyone, a mutual person to everyone. So, so when I graduated in 2019 from Makerere University, but in 2017 I graduated from Uganda Aviation School. So when I completed that, that's when I went to Islamic University in Uganda, and that's where I recently completed my Bachelor's of Law, and I'm yet to graduate this December. So that is it about my education background, and I believe I'm still learning, so inshallah I'll have a master's, PhD, all those things. It's good to learn. I love knowledge.
That is a very interesting profile. Having heard of records keeping, aviation, at what point did you start feeling the political journey, a calling?
Okay, so all these schools that I've mentioned, all of them, I was a leader. When I was in primary school, I was the head girl for Sironko Township. When I was in A level, I was the entertainment prefect. When I was in A level, I was the head girl. When I was at Makerere, I was in the National Beauty Contest, Miss Uganda. When I was at Uganda Aviation School, I was the class coordinator. And then when I was recently at Islamic University, I was the Speaker of the Parliament. I was the first female to, be in that position. And then also I was the interim president before we left. So I've always had the urge to serve people. I love being in a community where I'm able, to be part of the development of the community. And when I thought about the development of Sironko district, at first I thought maybe I could do a charity or a foundation, just so I can be able to see how I can serve the mothers in the community. However, Since I have always been a leader, I thought charity alone is not enough. Charity is not what the people of Sironko district really need. They need way more than that. And when you look at the problems that the people of Sironko district are facing, it's just way more than what charity can do. You know, when you look at the education sector, we have schools that don't even have buildings, schools that don't even have latrines. You know, I know of a school called Bunagambi, and that school has only a block and it only has 4 classes. Only 4 classes. So if a primary school is from primary 1 up to 7, where are the other, you know, people's sitting actually? You know, when you look at other schools, they don't even have teachers. As per now, we have 131 teachers from Sironko district who have actually resigned. So which means that there are schools, like recently I was talking to the HM for Nabumondi Primary School. They don't even have grade 3 teachers. They don't have teachers at all, you know. So when you look at all these problems that are being faced in Sironko, they don't need charity. They need a representative that is actually going to see that these problems are actually being solved. You look at the health sector. A lot of women are dying while giving birth. Why? When you look at the terrain of Sironko district is more mountainous. So there are people who stay way far. And they have to move all the way from the mountainous places where they are just to go to a health center like Budadiri, Health Center 5, just to get just to get medication. So by the time someone comes from where they are coming, you know, to reach to Budadiri, you know, Health Center 4 just to get, you know, to give birth, you will find that they are dead on the way because even the infrastructure is a problem. Government gives 1.3 billion to the districts every financial year for the construction of roads. But unfortunately, you get to realize that Sironko has the worst roads and in the worst areas. And this affects not only even the health sector, but it's also affecting the farmers. Because they are growing their crops, but unfortunately they are not able to see that these crops actually, these products actually reach the market area. You get. So when you look at these problems, they're actually problems that can be solved. It's not impossible to solve them. I was having a meeting with the farmers, and one of the problems that they were having is that they did not have access input. They do not have seeds, they don't have fertilizers, you know, and yet these are the things that we can sit down as leaders and say, okay, what can we do about it? You know, the hospitals which are there, because the government says that there has to be a health center in every 5 kilometers of where people are staying. Unfortunately, in Sironko, we don't have that. You get. The health centers are very far. There are even sub-counties that don't even have health centers. You understand? And even the health centers which are there, they don't even have medicine. Recently in the budget, we saw that government allocated 500 trillion to health. So how come in Sironko we can't even have medicine, we can't even advance our health facilities, you know? So these are the things that can actually be voiced to see that our people are being helped. 32 out of the 42 sub-counties that we have don't have secondary schools, you can imagine. So which means only 8 sub-counties have secondary schools. So that kind of hinders and the motivation that the young people have to go to school, because you cannot walk all that long distance just to go to school. So we have a lot of people dropping out because of the long distances. They have to walk long distances, and then you know our weather. So you find that people are actually not going to school because of that. So all these problems put together, when we sit down, we feel like these are the things that can actually be solved when the leaders sit with the community, discuss them, understand what the priorities are and what can actually be, you know, voiced out to see that Sironko district also actually benefits from what the government is allocating to all the districts in the country.
I would like to ask, why now?
Why now? You see, they always say that the young people or the youth are for the future. You know, but there is no way to talk about the future when you're not talking about the present. because there can't be a future if there is no present, you know. So if we are talking about we want a better future, then we have to start building it in the present. So I want to be part of the developed future of this country and the developed future of Sironko district. So the time is now, it's in the present, that we come out now and stand and see that we also contribute to the community. So I believe that the right time is now.
I believe you've been on ground and you've talked to a few people, and how is their reception so far?
Very amazing, very wonderful. I'm actually very amazed at the reception. To be honest, when you look at how politics is being conducted lately, it's being monetized, that if someone doesn't have a lot of money, then they will not be welcomed in the politics of today. But I'm actually very amazed at the people of Sironko district, you know, because I'm against a minister and I'm also up against a tycoon's daughter. So I am the Kana Kembata, like Kenzo said, in the race. But my people love me. They welcomed me. They believe that I'm going to really, you know, voice their issues in Parliament. So I am also amazed at the reception, and a lot of propaganda is being spread out there. Let me take this opportunity to actually clear that out. People spreading some propaganda that I'm out of the race, that I was given this and this and I'm out of the race. I'm not out of the race. Bayaya pawe sindikuza da nezere kusavinga abantu besoloko. Pawe sindikuza da inza kuba ku ballot era ndikulomera abantu besoloko eti mutaka bawombesako kitu kyosiza nada. Sese nezere kusavinga abantu besoloko. Inza kuba upaka last. Yes.
Having said that, I would like to inquire, where do you belong?
Interesting. So, I belong to NRM, the National Resistance Movement Party. But unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to come for primaries because of what is happening in the NRM, you know, I would call it household in Sironko district. I do not want so much to be diverted and involve myself into the fights that are happening in the NRM party in Sironko district. I really want to take time to focus more on understanding the people, the problems actually that are in Sironko district, that involving myself in problems that I do not know about. Actually, when I went to Sironko district to check in the register for NRM and see if I'm really there, well, I found that I was not there. And when I tried to get my name in the register, it had to take 12 hours and me having to call the secretariat for me to just be in the NRM book. You know, so when it starts like that, then I don't see any fairness that will come out of, you know, this whole, NRM thing. But when NRM is fixed, because we saw Haja Chigongo and also the NRM chairman, Eastern Region, Captain Mike Mukula, they came to Sironko and tried to resolve those issues. We thought that the issues were resolved, but unfortunately they were not resolved. So when the NRM of Sironko district is fixed and us, we are welcomed, people like us are welcomed, and then I believe, inshallah, maybe the next elections I'll take part in the primaries. But as per now, I wanted to focus more on the final ballot and also, you know, interacting with my people and seeing the way forward on how to get to Parliament.
Does it mean that on the final ballot paper, you are most likely to come under independent or?
Yes, so
let those people know.
Yes, so on the final ballot, I'm coming as independent. When you actually, let me give you an example of what happened in the last election. The incumbent was the fourth in primaries, was the fourth. So the daughter of the, the NRM chairman took the flag, and then the incumbent was the fourth. So tell me how someone can actually be the fourth in primaries and yet win a general election. So you get to realize, even President Museveni himself actually talked about it. You know, when he was registering in his village, he was asking the electoral commission in NRM, what is happening? How come people win flags but they cannot win the general elections? So I think that's something that the NRM electoral commission or the secretariat has to deal with. But as for me, I'm coming as independent. I'm a member. I'm leaning on NRM, but the most important thing for me is to represent my people in parliament. So I'm going to come as independent in the final ballot. Yes.
Let me ask on behalf of the voters out there, are you someone, do you think you're someone who is reliable? Like someone who will still be available for the people, the voters in your constituency, or it is going to be as it is widespread that once some candidates go through, they are never seen again, only to be seen when they want to be taken back? How is it with you?
Well, first of all, there is no way I can do that. I earlier mentioned about my background. I'm generally a leader, and I love leadership. I'm passionate about leadership. But the reason, I believe that the reason why we see members of parliament coming back after 5 years, I mean after 4 years, just to ask for votes again, is that members of parliament are actually turning politics into a business. It is no longer serving the people, it's business. That someone injects a lot of money in campaigns or in bribing voters, and then they will spend, let's say, about 500 million, okay? 500 million, just giving this one 10,000, 5,000. So when they have spent that money, because let's say if a member of parliament is saving 5 million per month, for the next 5 years, then it means they would have saved about 300 million. So where is the 200 million coming from? Some actually spend up to 800 million. So where is the other money coming from? Which means the other money is either coming from money lenders, it is coming, there is somewhere that money is coming from. The time that they spend in parliament, they are going to use that very time to pay back either the loans, you get, or to put back their money that they spent in the elections. So they do not have time to serve. They are thinking about their money because they put the money in the election. That's why you see they don't even come back. Kajire ndo mera batu besolo keti. Issue ye ba politicians kukuba gula kerinda ida. Lwekuba omuntu abatere mu siringizeewe nge business. Abawere 12,000 mutwalo mwamulondere lwekuba abawere siringi, not lwekuba ali competent enough, not lwekuba anyala kuba representing parliament. So you get to realize that people enter parliament as a business. That's why you see, you will never even see them on the floor of parliament speaking. When you look at the previous leaders, I will give an example of one of the most influential politicians in Eastern region. Let's use Nandala, Honorable Nandala. But when Honorable Nandala came into politics, he's what you would regard as not rich, if I may put, during that time, yeah? So people did not take a lot of money from him. He did not bribe people. He came, he presented himself to the people, they loved him. That's why you see when he went to parliament, he's able to represent his people. He's able to talk, you know, and represent his people. He's able to come back and do something for his people, you know, educate people, take people for hija, like do something for his people, because yagenda yo ngaline banja azanga manyina ati batu bali kumubanza, you get. But when someone already pays, it means they have already paid you, so it means you're not demanding anything from them. You understand? They're not, you know, obliged to pay you anything, because it's a business for them. It's not about competency. So batu besolo kemba lombeti akabamu ababa baletere siringi lwekuba siringi zo zenywe zama mu government mwate musasula musolo siringi muziwambe nenga sawa nga yolere ye kulonda ngoli ku ballot ko china ngoli ko wenyene londo omuntu wesummanyiro oti anaganika bizibu byowo achuse bizibu byowo Sironko ekulakulane lwekuba issue ye siringi bero mutaka kwa mutwalo gukumala myaka gine ni agobola kwe mutwalo gundi. It's not enough. you know. But umutunga bere are making sure akolere oversight siringize enguudo bakolere muzinguudo kitegeeza bitu byesuulimire unaba ebo kubiira mu katale ubitunde bulayi mutwalo gonya wagukola buli lunaku. So me, I'm not buying anyone, I'm not buying any votes, so it means batu bose bamanza. You understand? So it means I have to come back to them. And I'm passionate about this, I'm passionate about my people, and the way they love me is the way I love them. So I will definitely not disappear like other people do. Tubesebe solo ko bamayi baba bayaya mwesizana n'abakyesere Masino gose Sharifa Mariam Marut mwana wenyu musinga kugana nabi era nga naye abagana nabi ngende kubalombe eti nezere kuba woman MP Sironko district ngende kubasabe eti kaseera akonga kolere mupambireko nze imba representing mutume nze mbaleetere bitu biriyo era ngende kubasuubiza itinga bere mwana ondere politics wesoloko aza kuchuka kunabona kuti batu besi balondere nga ninase kutambira batu besoloko keri kwitambira fabeneda Sironko yabitire mu bizibu bigali nabi era nga kuchibita bitu mu bizibu bigali nabi bamayi bafanga baza kusala zingudo kwabone government yakuwa bilioni ndwe na 1.3 billion nenga zingudo kezakolebwada bavunanyizibwamu bakulomera bati bakozesa milioni milioni 9 nenga zindi milioni 5 bazigobosayo nenga nga baza ku inspectinga zingudo zesi baloma bati milioni 9 zakolere zingudo kwabona kuti Paul gudo ya derudwena ulwakolebwa koda milioni 9 zaza kitegeeza kiti corruption musoloko enga ingali nabi sendi kubalomba batu besoloko etikuwambira adwena bababa balima bamayi balima ina making sure timba supporting kubone kuti bitu byesu kulima biza kumutindo gweyanga azinabi ate mba supportingeko kubone kuti kugula zi fertilizer kufuna seeds zesi kubona kuti kubyala ate ni kitu kindi bana basoma Kenya nabanizi degree zidatu ate nalekerera bye kusoma da ina making sure bye kusoma byo China kubisiririramu bana basome bikaliwo kubitewo so bamayi mwesiza naba baba bayaya n'abasabire itkaseera nga kolere mupambireko ize parliament imba representing imbagana nabi mwanyala nabi batu besoloko bakabawombesako batikendi ku ballot da indiko nabi era munambonako so chesi ndikubasaba utikinge busa ulonde my roots mwanyala nabi mube bulayi.
That has been Sharifa Mariam Marut, one of the women aspirants for Sironko, and I think you've heard from her. She has given out her portfolio, her political aspirations, and a bit of her brief background. We shall leave it at that. The rest is for the voters to decide. Thank you.